So you've done some on-page SEO optimizations and you feel like, great, my page is going to start ranking higher, right? Well, I watched this video on YouTube and this guy said that I would rank higher. And you know what? It, kind of worked. I guess we got a lot of greens since the last time we saw each other. But overall, it wasn't resounding results. In case you're new, that last video was part one. This is a video series where I'm trying to get myself to rank higher for this keyword, SEO Bend, Oregon. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Sam Sarson. I'm the owner of Then Can Designs, an SEO agency in Bend, Oregon. However, started off as a web designer, and so I'm ranking pretty well for web design. This is the most traffic and most competitive keyword around web design in the area, and there we are in the map pack. Number 2 on this side of town, which we like to see. However, the results just weren't the same for SEO. That's because I haven't put any effort towards that. So if you watched the last video, you'll see I made some on-page SEO tweaks hoping to see some resounding results. Well, it's 1 week later, and like I just showed you, we have seen some big jumps, especially for words that do have some traffic, SEO Bend, Bend SEO. So, we like to see stuff like that. But again, nothing is really under 20. And so there's really nothing to be excited about. Nothing to call home and tell mom about. We haven't done it yet. And I really wanted to document this part of the journey because I think a lot of you might be in the same place. You've watched a couple videos, you threw your keyword up in the SEO title tag, you put it in the H1 and you hope for the best, and you probably saw a small jump. And I'll tell you from experience that usually it just takes a little bit of time, but if you're trying to see more immediate results, sometimes you gotta shake things up. And so in this video, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna basically start from scratch. Not really. We're going to shake things up. I call this the SEO shakeup. So in this Steal My SEO Strategy video, we're going to take this giant page of notes and we're going to translate it into a totally revamped SEO service page for my business. But first, I'm going to show you the strategy I followed to look at my competitors and see what they were doing just from a UX and design standpoint. 2, we're going to figure out what keywords we want to target. And then 3, we're going to execute. What this video is not is how to build a website. I got plenty of videos on that already. So we're going to skip right to the finish line and show you the finished project. It's going to be great. It's going to be like those easy bake oven videos. You pop it in and it seems like it takes no time, but out comes this delicious cake. But instead, it's going to be a page. We're going to submit it to Google Search Console. And this time next week, I'm hoping to be talking to you about some crazy advanced SEO strategy because we're going to be looking for those last couple places, but we might not get so lucky. And so let's see what we can find out this week, and hopefully you can steal this SEO strategy for your small business and help your service pages rank a little bit higher. Let's get into it. Now, for those of you that didn't watch the first video, I briefly mentioned 8 topics on basically content when it comes to SEO. The 4th bullet point was on design. So your design has to be clean because people only have 2 seconds to make a decision. They will just bounce. My design's fairly okay, but I'm going to be thinking about that as I redesign the page. And the next one is user experience, right? Am I matching the intent? And right now I feel like I just stuffed a bunch of keywords in there. We're going to review the page here in a second. And so I want to be looking at these things because Google's looking for this and also users are looking for this as they look at the competitors. Are we matching the intent? Are we serving up valuable content to the user because we want them to stick on the page? And while I'm checking out the competitors, I'm also going to look for the technical SEO aspects. What is the URL that they're using? What's the title tag? What's the meta description? What's the H1? What are they saying on the page? Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for as we do our competitor research. Let's take a quick look at the page in its current state. All right, so here we are. I do really like the headline, rank higher, get more customers. But you'll see here the eyebrow copy, which is right here, which is the H1. The problem that's happening is in the SERP, that's actually getting pulled in. Watch. And I just want to point out here where I'm located, which again, I notice a big disparity between the left side the left side, the east side and the west side of town, but I'm actually ranking 4th, so I'm just outside of the map pack. So there's definitely some room to grow in Google Business Profile land, but I also don't want to pull away from the web design side of things too, because we're getting leads from there. So way down here, yeah, I know, sorry. I hate the boring parts of videos. Here it is. Okay, but look. There's Semrush. Okay, they're pulling in the H1. They're just pulling in the content. I really don't like when Google doesn't use your meta description, but you have no control over this, right? This is a perfect #1 example of the fact that Google will change the SERP results. And so they're literally just pulling from the top of the page. The H1's in there. Even the bar, like the vertical bar is there. Like, I got to work on that part. So the H1's bad, so we're going to work on that. The H2, I don't mind. I have some ideas for something we can do there. And then I think the subheader is okay, but I think it's a little bland. And then the marketing review, I don't think people understand what that is. So I'm going to change that to try to make it a little more actionable. I don't like this section at all. There's parts of it I like, there's parts of it I don't. And then I do like, I'm following the general story brand guidelines. So there's parts of this I like and there's parts of this I don't like. It's just, it feels like there's a lot of text and it's kind of hard to draw your eyes. Like, I get it. I'm a nerd, digital marketer. Like, those shouldn't be the things that emphasize, right? And then there's a success story, but I don't know, I kind of get lost in it. And it's also a story about my business when it should be a story about my clients, right? I've gotten decent results from this section, but I am going to change this up a little bit. This TLC path is good, but it's really more for web design. I'm going to leave it kind of alone. I have an idea. And then I'm going to clean this up a little bit. And yeah, and then we have, oh, that's already been changed. But yeah, so there's some stuff that needs to be changed for sure. Okay, it's just, I feel like when people get here, they're just like, okay, what is this? Is this an informational page or is this commercial intent? Boom, I bounce. And again, I'm ranking so low right now, it really doesn't matter. Like, that's the thing you have to realize. It's like, starting to work on conversion is a great thing to do, but if you're ranking like 30th, then you still have to be thinking about, like, how do I get up higher? Yes, I want people to do certain things on the page, but if I'm so far down, people just aren't going to be getting there. So anyway, let's get to the competitor research aspect. So I've learned a lot about the competition. Pretty much all of these are actually local businesses now that I've clicked on all of them. There's a couple, there's like 1 or 2 that I think might be like in Eugene actually that are doing some SEO work. But anyway, that's not the point. So these guys are ranking #1. And so what I'm doing as I do my competitor research, right now I'm looking at design and UX. Okay, I'm not even looking at the technical aspects. I'm thinking, like, what is actually on these pages? And the reason why we do that is because Google's looking for that. It's looking for like similarities, because if your page is way different, maybe there's a reason why it would serve up something that's super unique. But generally speaking, it wants to serve up stuff that's pretty much the same. So let's get back to it. So I'm just going to look at a couple of competitors so you get kind of the idea. So I'm seeing like, okay, so they're saying search engine optimization, SEO, marketing services. They go straight into their services. There's a free quote page. That's it. Like, what the heck? Like, this page is so simple. Like, kind of makes you mad, right? But there it is. They must have like a lot of backlinks, domain authority. I don't know. It's probably a bigger company than it appears. But they're being, straightforward. Like, boom, here are the services. Okay, got it. They got mobile SEO services, whatever that means. Conifer. That's a cool name, actually. I read more on this business, and I think it's kind of cool. So they're starting off with, we are an SEO consulting agency. So that's great. They're telling you exactly what they are, right? They're telling you what they do, grow organic, and then clear call to action. So this feels kind of like story brandish, right? I've always been a big fan of that. They got companies they work with here. REI's on there, TrueCar, those are big names, right? Duolingo, isn't that the app, right? Right? Yeah. And so you're like, oh man, this is awesome. And then we jump down to their services. They got search engine optimization, content, technical, SEO. Okay, those all sound right. They'll be your partners. Why? So they have like a kind of a why section. Testimonials. Nothing too fancy, no pictures or anything. So that's good. And then a contact form right there on the page. Okay, that's Conifer. They were #2. #3, Oregon Web Solutions. They're kind of bigger. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see they have like a bunch of locations in different parts of Oregon and Vancouver. So helping org businesses get more websites, traffic, and lead. Okay, that's great. Kind of sounds like more TLC. Just kidding. Everybody says that. So, I really like this branding. I remember seeing these guys a long time ago when I was first starting my business, and I was like, man, that is sick. I want something like that. And now I got the mountains, which is kind of cool. And I commissioned somebody to make those. So, has a little custom graphic here. Right here we have kind of like, okay, so this is explaining the services, probably internal. This is internally linking to other pages. Very custom graphics. Also just like something simple. Here's some testimonials. Right there on the page, just a handful. This one's a little more fancy, right? This is the founder right here, so I have a founder's note. And he's mentioning like his EEAT right here. He's talking about all the businesses he's worked with. Got reviews right here, companies they've worked with. Ready to learn more. Then also some, these appear to be blog posts, but maybe not. No, it's just more text. It's more text, okay. And then they got kind of some blah, blah, blahs, which is good, you know, to have blah, blah, blahs because it helps Google. So that might actually be a good idea for me. And then they have a video marketing review. Anyway. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to go through two more I don't want to beat a dead horse here. Now this one's a lot more simple, but again, we got a clear call to action. Get a free consult. By the way, that actually just links down to this form right here. A lot of the pages are doing that. So it almost makes me feel like there should be a form on the page. I'm not going to do that because I just don't want to right now. But, okay, so they're giving you the benefits of SEO, a case study here where they talk about basically results. So I like that. They have their SEO services here. And then I should mention migration. I've done that a handful of times. Their approach. And don't know where to start. Get an audit. Okay, sounds good. What is the audit? I forgot. I've clicked on all these links. I've spent so much time looking at that. Ooh, look, they got clarity. You can't see that. I was in the way, but oh, it's just a SEO audit page. Okay, whatever. Wait a minute. Was that pricing? No. First page ranking within 1 month. Whoa, that's quite the claim. I like it. And then Farewell. These guys are, they're located in town. They're on 3rd Street. This is legit. I'm already seeing they use eyebrow copy. So that's their get found online and grow your business. Okay, I like that. And then I think I've looked at their page. It's kind of more simple SEO. Okay, there's the services, projects, testimonials, and then the call to action, a couple blog posts, and then down to the footer. All right. So I think that kind of sums it up there, right? So the big thing there is we're trying to take away, like, what does everybody have? And surprise, surprise, it's not that exciting, right? It's just like, okay, it's the normal equation. You have a headline that clearly says what you do. You list your services. That's super important. We're seeing a lot of testimonials. We're seeing some case studies, so those are going to be important. And so I'm thinking we're going to want to push that up the page. And there's been a lot of research recently that says that putting this social proof higher is good because people are looking for that. And then what else did we see? Again, on that pass, I wasn't really looking at technical SEO. I was mostly focused on the design aspect. The pages seemed mostly short. It was a combination of pretty short pages that were short and to the point, and then also pages that were extremely long and they had kind of lengthy text. And so that's something I think I'm going to skip for now, but I'm going to try to remember that for future videos. We might need to just bulk out some content and just have some sections, maybe expand on our FAQs. We're going to have a collapsible tool. That might be okay. But okay, so that's our competitor research as far as the content that's on the page. Now we have to think about technical aspect and some keywords that we can rank for. Now there's a couple different ways you can do this, and probably the way you'll do this right now if you're just getting started and you want to do it for free is to just go page by page. So let's get back into it here, and I'll just show you with like the first 3 how I would do this. And so the first thing you can do is just use something like detailed SEO Chrome extension. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description. If I forget, somebody let me know in the comments and I'll rectify that immediately. And the great thing about this tool is it gives you the SEO title right here. It gives you the meta description. it also gives you the hierarchical content. That's going to be super important. And one thing I noticed is that for the most part, everybody only has one H1. Surprise, surprise, pages about SEO have good SEO. Who'd have thunk? Maybe this is going to be harder than I thought it would be. Anyway, so I kind of went through and looked at these, and I noticed, so the first one, that H1 was SEO. We are an SEO consulting agency. We already kind of looked at the title tag last time. I might do a little tweaking to that because of the way that the SERP has changed it. So right now I'm really looking at H1s, H2s. So get more website traffic and leads. So, this keyword's not really in that one. Same thing here. I'm on the audit page now, but let's see. SEO services. SEO services should improve your business. SEO services. SEO case study. So see the SEO services. They're really banking on SEO services being the keyword there. Okay, so that's one way to do it. If you only want to look at like a handful of your competitors, and that's not a bad strategy. Like look at the top 3, try to emulate them. That way you kind of don't get overwhelmed. That's a great strategy. Another one might be you might want to look at a few more. So let me give you a slightly different strategy this time. Now I'm going to use a tool called Screaming Frog, and there's more to the name, SEO Spider. There we go. This is a totally free tool. I really like it. I think there is a page limit, but I've never hit it. And so anyway, so what I've done is I've just put the next competitor on the list. This is like 6th on the list in here, and I put the exact URL. Normally it says subdomain here, so I put exact URL, and so it's just going to give me the information for this first page. And so for the very first one, what I did is I actually hit, let me find the button here, I hit export right here, and I exported it to like a Excel file or something like that. Yeah, something like that, right? And then for every other page, so I was going one page at a time, and then I would just click right here on the number 1, that's what I'm clicking on, and that selects the whole thing. Command C or Control C for my Windows friends, and then I would just Command V that, paste it into the Excel file. Let me show you the results. Okay, here we go. So you just keep copying and pasting in there, and it's going to give you the web address, also the SEO title. I deleted some of the columns that were kind of irrelevant. And a nice thing about aggregating, so I think I did like 7 or 8 here, and so the nice thing is you can kind of look at the length too. I mean, the SEO title we're kind of restricted there, but you can also see like the meta description, and you kind of see how I can just get sort of a snapshot of all the H1s right now. Okay, and then same thing with the H2s, like okay, and as you go down you can also get like ballparks of like the word count and stuff. So I don't know why some of these are hundreds of thousands, but for the most part it's between 492 and 1800. Okay, so now I kind of have an idea of how long my page should be. I've seen some H1s and H2s. It's starting to give me an idea. Let's go back and look at some keywords. All right, so now I'm in Semrush and I'm using the keyword gap tool over here. So keyword gap tool, I put in my page and I put in 4 competitors. So let's compare, and this is on my personal account, so we're going to see what it looks like in the free version. And it did actually give us, so it gave us 3, 6, 9, so it gave us the first 10 results. Okay, first 10 results, but we're still getting a lot of insights from here. And so you can see here the all of the keywords that are shared, and also all the weak keywords, any of the missing keywords. I can't click on that. I don't think it's going to let me click on anything else. But I'm at least getting the first 10, all right? If you're on the paid plan, you can see all these other things. So I've already kind of dabbled in there. But for the most part, I'm really interested in the way it has it sorted, right? It's sorted by volume right now. The KD for everything is fine. It's under 30, which is kind of our magic number that we like to go under. The search volume's maxing out at 390, and that's SEO Bend, Oregon, which is our main keyword we're trying to rank for. It's got us around 32nd, which is pretty close to where we were last time, but not according to Semrush. So we're trending in the right direction at least. But look at these rankings for these other guys, right? You know, they're all single digits except for like 164 randomly for Bend, Oregon search marketing. They must not be going for search marketing at all. But look, all the other ones are single digits, and we are just doing terribly. And so these are all keywords that we need to figure out how to finesse into the page. Okay, all of these, and there's 6 more that we can't see, and so that's the reason why we like having Semrush Premium. In case you're curious, here's what the other 6 are. So it's mostly related to like SEO marketing, SEO companies, search engine optimization, a lot of stuff around Bend, Oregon SEO, search marketing. Okay, so that's it, right? Those are the 16. We should do our best to hit that content somewhere on the page. And so now it's time to think and review. And I don't know about you, but I still messed around with paper. I wrote a lot of stuff down. I wrote some other things down, and I basically came up with a new strategy. My new strategy was to continue to have the hero section, but to totally change up the rest of the content on the way down. So just to remind you, this is what the page looks like in its current state. Just gonna do a quick scroll through here. That way you can see. And now let's see what it looks like now. Boom. So first thing I did is I changed that H1 just to local SEO services in Bend, Oregon. You know, if they're gonna pull in something, I want it to look natural. So it's gonna say local SEO services in Bend, Oregon, rank higher and get more customers. And hey, you see what I did with the colors there? I wonder where I got that from. And I also worked on the copy here. You know, trust a top ranked Bend SEO company uses a mix of best practices AI to get your small business results. And so I really want to emphasize small business, and I want to add top rank, even though that wasn't one of the keywords. I feel like that's LSI with best, and we were seeing keywords for best and experts, and so I want to include things like that in there. Like I mentioned, I did change the link, get a video of 3 actions. What does that mean? They'll see if they click on it, but I think it's more enticing to be like, huh, and it also says 100% free, so it's like, okay, maybe they're more likely to click on it. As we scroll down, the second section now goes straight into testimonials. And so, you know, we have plenty of 5-star reviews coming through from Then Designs every day. All right, it's not coming through that fast, but you know how it works. And so I really want to highlight some of my clients. I'm thinking about potentially linking back to their sites. We're linking back to them and other places. I was also thinking about linking to their pages on the success stories page. And so we'll see. So just some simple testimonials. Then I said, let's start with some SEO wins. And then I try to make it clear that you can click on the image to see the results. So we got, you know, one client, number 1 in the map pack. We got one client, number 1 in the search results. And then kind of weird. I don't know why the map shows up gray. It almost looks, you know, fictitious, but that's just, I don't know why it does that. And then, oh, that should say AI results. I don't know why it didn't change there. So that is... I'm realizing now that there is like a caption right here. I have to fix that. It's killing me. There we go. Still doing the caption thing, but oh well, whatever. So, you know, the big thing I want to highlight here is, you know, getting the cities in their trusted SEO company in Bend, Oregon. Should probably put a comma there. I wanted to spell out search engine optimization somewhere. And this said here, you know, looking for best SEO Bend has to offer, and so figuring out a way to say best SEO Bend but naturally, so it's in there. Now I still think it's really good to cover the pain points, and so I changed the copy here. I tried to make it a little more enticing by adding some emojis, and the big thing I want you to say is, you know, maybe 1, 2, 3, that seems like a digestible list. You should be able to read that and hopefully identify with one of those. And then it says, stop being digital marketing, we specialize in SEO for small businesses that serve local customers wherever you are. So what does your business need? And then boom, right into the services, just like the competition, right? Just in the services, you know, we have an SEO foundation sprint for if you have say you have a newer site and you don't really know, this is a good way to kind of get some data. Or if you have an older site that kind of just needs some SEO love, either way, this is perfect for you. And it only takes a couple months to get started. So it's great, 1 to 2, depending on how aggressive you want to be. So, we reward moving quickly over here. You can do an SEO sprint or you can do an SEO jog. Either way. We have the SEO growth sprint, which is kind of a more traditional like content sprint. And so we're looking at content optimization, maybe even creating some new content, but it's really more focused on the optimization side of things, and then iterating and adjusting. And this is more of a 3 to 6 month long sprint. And so it's more aimed at, kind of taking time, checking results, and then coming back in. And then kind of your more traditional SEO plan, which is the SEO care plan. Plans start at $500 a month right now, which is a screaming deal for SEO. And it kind of scales up based on the size of your business and the the amount of content on your website, because that is a factor, right? It needs to scale appropriately. But yeah, and I would say the vast majority of our SEO plans are sitting right there on that $500 a month plan. And that's, again, a screaming deal for SEO. It's not going to be like that forever. If you're watching this video in the future, I guarantee you that number has changed. But I want to make it super clear right now, pricing on your service page or on a pricing page goes so far, right? Just be transparent. Just tell people what it is, even if you have to put starting at, because it changes. And so I want to make it super easy. Book a discovery call. This should go straight to my Calendly. Excellent. And then I put a note right here that says, this is a link to my Calendly. Please only book a call if you're serious about leveling up your SEO. I like it. And then boom, it says I'm Sam. Added SEO agency in Bend, Oregon right here. And then I switched this up. I put SEO specialist down here. I put SEO expert down here. And I really cleaned this up here, or I just pretty much, I went straight into the meat, right? I said, my goal is simple. Get your locally serving small business more TLC traffic, leads, and clients. That's kind of my catchphrase right now. And, you know, I tell them, you know, this is my EEAT. I've dedicated myself to staying ahead of the SEO game, making sure your business rises to the ranks of search engines. I should probably just say Google there. But anyway, and then I put some links to some local stuff because this is a page with local intent. And then I talked about, you know, kind of this is my authority, right? I'm saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel where I post videos regularly. Ding. Oh, by the way, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I always like seeing the little rainbow button turn on. They're probably going to turn that off someday in the future, and that comment's going to sound stupid. And then also dropping the SEO knowledge here at Your Small Biz SEO Success. Of course, sign up for that if you're not already. You probably are. You don't want to miss out, right? Anyway. Yeah, actual results. That's kind of the big thing I want to emphasize, like actual results. And so then proven path to page 1. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Pops up as you scroll down. That's kind of neat. And then boom, award-winning SEO agency. These are just some things. Some of them are true. Some of them aren't true anymore, but I don't know. It looks good. And then the last thing I end with is the marketing review. It used to be a Google Business Profile audit that I don't really do anymore. I also have some SEO microservices that are on this page, and so in the future I'm going to add those when I potentially add more content. I need to update the FAQs, but for now that's good enough. And then I wanted to add with one last section right here. So are you ready to work with one of the best SEO companies in Bend, Oregon? Where do you think I got that from? But you still have questions about SEO? Well, ask an SEO expert or ask our chatbot, Loaf, in the corner. What, Loaf? How do I rank higher on Google? Let's see what he says. Rough. Ranking higher on Google is possible with the help of Vencan Design's local SEO services. We offer ongoing local SEO to boost your website's visibility and search results, from optimizing your website's content to improving your Google business profile. We've got you covered. Interested? Let's dig deeper. How important is it to you to improve your website's ranking on Google? So important. So important, in fact, that I'm talking to an AI chatbot, Corgi, and I'm trying to figure it out. And that's all she wrote, people. At this point, this was kind of like a test page, so I'm going to flip this over to the SEO Bend Oregon page. I'm going to submit it to Google Search Console. If you don't know how to do that, go back to the last video. I went over that when I submitted it to Google Search Console for the first time. So again, I'm going to request indexing, and then we're going to see, right? Last time, it was pretty much overnight, I saw the SERP change. Last time, you might remember, it was local SEO was what was pointing to it. It was like local SEO Bend Oregon was the permalink, and so I switched that to just SEO Bend Oregon because that's the keyword we're trying to rank for. Haven't seen a whole lot of success. Like I said, some minor bumps up, which is good, but not the results we're seeing. So this is what I like to call the SEO switch up. We're going to shake the thing up, put it out there, and see what Google thinks. So cross your fingers if you're rooting for me over there, out there in YouTube land. Be sure to leave some comments. People are leaving great comments in there, asking questions. I've responded to every single one so far, so please leave a comment in the video and like it, because that helps it get shared. The algorithm likes that, so it sends it out to more people. People can get onto the channel and all that. And I think you heard my little spiel about the marketing review. You can get one for yourself. I got some fun videos right now based off of some videos that I've been working on for some people that reached out recently, and so I'm excited to get those going. And also, there is Your Small Biz SEO Success. Of course, you know about that. Head over there and sign up for the list now if you haven't already, because those people are learning about these videos first, and so you don't want to be left behind, right? Of course you don't. So stick around, and next week we'll have some more strategies on, I'm not really sure yet. I'll leave you on the edge of your seat. Till next time.